Hello everyone, my name is Prashant Singh, and this video is in continuation to the previous video where we discussed about BizTalk migration, where we discussed about what is why to migrate, how to migrate, and more my options to migrate. In this video is primarily and totally dedicated to our BizTalk custom BizTalk migration tool, which we have created for traditional and easy migration, one-click migration of BizTalk solutions. So let's just start with it. So on high level, we have already discussed this. On high level, when we talk about BizTalk migration, I'm talking about the code migration. There are a few things which we do. First thing is we migrate to the latest version of Visual Studio, right? And second thing is we do change the .NET framework. If you want the default framework, then in that case, BizTalk solutions, BizTalk projects will be changed by default. However, the other helper projects will not be changed. So that will have to go manual and change manually. In our case, we wanted to change it to latest 4.8 framework because of a Microsoft bug which we had identified. So this operation has to be performed for each and every application. Similarly, if there are any third-party softwares and we want to incorporate their DLLs and all, that has to be incorporated. Next is rebuilding the code, testing, and if there are any possible enhancement. One thing which we also do is for DevOps, we add BTDF for any other projects. So these are some high-level steps which we generally take for traditional VStock migration. Right. So for migration purposes, there are a few things which we do. First is upgrading the code. So Visual Studio has provided some command line arguments using which we can upgrade the code, rebuild the code, and similarly change the target framework to 4.8 or whatever version. So these are a few things which we have used in our code. Similarly, for BTDF projects, if you want to add, you'll have to add it to each and every solution. In that also, there will be some files where you'll have to, I'll show you that one sample file where you'll have to check whether you have schemas or not, maps or not, orchestrations or not. So those yes, no options you'll have to do. So these are the four actions which we are going to primarily perform. So this is a brief of our project. So it's a one-click upgrade for thousands of stock solutions we can do in one click, and it will take care of upgrade, change the .NET framework to the latest version, add a BTDF solution, and after that it will rebuild the solution. And for all these steps, there will be a detailed logging will be provided. And the best part is the output of the project will be you can have like failed solutions. It will be in one folder, so that you can simply focus on those particular projects. We'll show you the demo as well. So now coming back to the demo, we have created one application. If you see here, we have BizTalk 2013 solutions. So if you see the Visual Studio is 2013, and this project is, if you see, it's a very typical architecture which we follow for any BizTalk projects. We have created schemas, project orchestrations projects, maps project, and a helper project, right? Similarly, I have created two solutions: test project 1, test project 2, and also a shared a place where I have kept a common SNK key. So also one thing to note, if you see, there isn't any project for BTDF here added, right? So that is one thing which will be added. And obviously when we upgrade, so this Visual Studio 2013 will be changed to the latest Visual Studio version. So that will also be an indication. So if I go for a traditional BizTalk migration, the steps which I'll do is I'll open it into a latest version of Visual Studio, right? So that is the first step which I'll do. That will do automated migration for my schemas, orchestrations, and map. But helper is something for which the .NET framework will still be pointing to the old framework. So that will have to manually change, right? So coming back to our tool. So this is our tool. If you see the options which we have is, first you have to browse for a folder where all the solutions are placed. So, we'll click on get solutions after that, and after that you'll have to choose from these options what all operations you want to perform. So let's go with it. So if I start, one second. So yeah, what I've done, I have kept all these projects which I showed you in this. So for our demo purpose, we have only kept two solutions in our folder. But in real scenario, when we did deploy, when we have used this tool for other customers, we had around more than 500 plus applications in this folder, and we simply gave the location of this folder and submitted it, and it took almost 4 to 5 hours for almost 600 applications, and it was and if you go with a traditional way, it will take weeks for to perform the same operation, right? So I'll click on get solution. So it will find the list of all the solutions which are present in this folder. So if you see here, it says that getting the list of solutions for this folder, and it was able to find two solutions which were of the stock, and it also gives you detail. So these are the two BizTalk projects which were present for us, right, which needs to be migrated. So now next step is what operation do we want to perform on it. So first operation is obviously you want to upgrade it to the latest version, right? So it is asking, oh, okay, fair enough, you want to upgrade and save, but where do we want logs to be saved? Because as I said, the logging is very important. We should know whether our migration was successful or not, or did we face any challenges. And if we are targeting it for 500 applications, we can definitely not go and check status of each and every application, right? So therefore, in this case, what we are doing is we are putting the output into this migration folder. And if you see currently, this migration folder is totally empty, right? So I'm pointing this migration folder where I want my output logs to be present. Okay. So similarly, do you want to add a BTDF project or not? If it is a requirement for you, you would prefer to choose it. If it is not, then you can simply ignore it. And then do we want to rebuild the project at the end of the successful migration? So in most of the cases, you would want that. Next is, do you want to change the target framework? So even if you want to keep the target framework for your solutions to a default version, in that case also, I recommend you to choose this, because in that case also you would want your helper libraries to be upgraded, right? In our case, we wanted it to be modified to 4.8 version because of the bug, as I said. So I have selected all these options, and now I'll click on submit. So it will, as these changes are irreversible, it is asking, do you want to start or not? So in our case, yes, I want to do. So now if you see the loggings, right, it is saying that logs will be kept at this folder, this particular folder, and now it is starting the migration activity. So first thing it did is for each project it will go ahead and perform operations. So if you see here, it is saying that attempting to upgrade the project, right? Similarly, once the upgrade to latest Visual Studio is completed, it went ahead and uh, changed the .NET framework to the latest version. After that, it added the BTDF project, right? And in the end, it was able to rebuild the project. And once all these operations were successful for both the projects, it says that migration log is successful. So this is something where you see all the logs for each and every application, right? You can also go ahead and save the logs for just referring for later purposes, right? So you can so that you can refer it, something like that. You can give a name and kind of save it. So I'm saving it on my desktop for now. Okay, now let's uh, migration. Okay, so log files is saved. Now let's go ahead and explore the output of files. So this is the migration log. If you remember, this was something, this was totally empty earlier, right? So now, in as we know that our solutions has successfully built, but in case if it has failed, right? So there are two operations which we are talking about. First is the upgrade operation, where it is just upgrading it to latest Visual Studio version, right? In that case, you will be able to see the upgrade logs. So whenever you upgrade, so by default, there will be some upgrade logs generated, and this is something which is always generated, right? So if you see the upgrade logs that is generated here, So if you want to see, it will be something like that, where it will talk about maps and all, and something. This is something which will be always be generated, and you guys might have seen it in your previous experience. But the most important logs in at which I feel I always want to look at is the fail log, whether the final rebuild operation failed or not, right? So in our case, it was successful, and therefore you can go ahead and check for all the information, right? Here everything is successful, so it gives a very good information. But let's say if something failed, in that case it will come into the build failed folder, and you should be able to see the name of that file. And also one thing, if you see here, for every project, along with the project name, it is adding some date, time stamp and all that, and then generating a log file. So just by seeing the name, you should be able to identify that these projects failed the migration, and it needs to be further relooked, right? And also the error messages will be there, maybe some DLL is missing, or something, some sort of it. But think about a scenario where you have 500 applications, and in most cases migrations are successful, right? So there will be, let's say, 50 applications only which failed. In that case, those are the only 50 applications which you have to look. Okay, now let's go ahead and see our uh, projects, whether they were properly migrated or not. So if you see our projects, so earlier, if you remember, this deployment projects was not there, right? So now this is one additional project which is added. Apart from that, let's see this solution profile, and see whether the Visual Studio version is changed or not. So yes, it is changed. And now if we double click on this, and uh, now you should be able to see that it is not asking for migration, because it is already migrated. And if you see, the deployment project is added. So this is the BTDF deployment projects which I was talking about. And if you see, it not only, these are some mandatory files which needs to be added along with it, right? This is a template which BTDF kind of expects whenever you want it for deployment. And also, if you see fields like include schemas, whether it is true or false. And also this information is something which is automatically being populated from your project. So what it will do, for every solution, it will go and check whether there are any schemas are present in your project or not, whether their maps are present or not. If they are present, on the basis of that, these true and false values are generated. Similarly, if your orchestration is whether having orchestration or not, whether your solution is having orchestration or not, on the basis of that, it is going to populate all these values. Otherwise, if you think, just think about a scenario, you have to do it manually. In that case, you will have to go and figure out whether there is schemas or not, and then populate these values. So this is something which will be populated automatically as well, right? So this is your migrated project. And also, I was talking about the .NET framework, right? So let's go ahead and explore for that. If individually you just have to come and update this .NET framework version, that also will be a very tedious task. I hope you understand. So yes, the .NET frameworks are changed. The BTDF files project is added. Similarly, if you see all these projects, in for all the projects, there will be bin and obj will be created. And if you see inside that, the most latest version 947. So that deal is, which proves that it is rebuilt just now, right? So those are the things which I wanted to showcase. This kind of talks about the complete migration, and if you see, it's almost literally one click migration, where you just drop all your projects, all your solution into one folder, and this tool will be one stop, one click solution, through which you are able to upgrade them all, rebuild them all, add BTA projects. And also, not just that, there are many other replace sort of things, where um, uh, some old what do you say, old project related stuff which needed to be changed. So even those things, these projects will be doing. So I'll just give you an example of that as well. So one sec. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so simple things like this. So if you guys remember, means there are many old files where deployment any CPU. This is something which was in old version of the stock, or Visual Studio, and they are now replaced. So if you're not going and changing it manually, in that case, your project build will fail. So the simple things like these are also something which is taken care, and there are many other things. So migration is something which we have tried to kind of automate as much as possible, and limit the manual intervention to the least as possible. And from our experience, I would also invite Bhavani to talk about his experience. So our customers were able to reduce their months of effort into, if you are a Bistrock developer, you might have seen how much manual effort it will take to migrate these applications. And in our experience, months of effort was reduced into within hours, just because of this tool. Bhavani, would you like to talk about your experience? How?
Yeah, hi Prashant. Sure. Actually, that it's a great tool. I've used it. Actually, with the help of this tool, I could migrate more than 500 stock solutions in a night. So else it could have taken months, 4 to 5 months task I did in a week. So so basically, yeah. So why it took a week, because the already existing code was not in good shape. I mean, the dependencies and all were missing. So some of the solution got failed, around 30% solution. So that I had to check manually and correct those dependency path and all. Some SNK were missing. So only those kind of issues generally people get. There is an I don't think there is any other kind of issues or failure you will get. Just you will get the because of the reference issues, dependency issues, SNKs missing issue, all that. Otherwise, it works perfectly fine. It saves lot of time. I mean, it's a magic.
Yeah, so definitely, if I just have to do a small a thing like double clicking on a solution and opening it so that it can be automatically upgraded by Visual Studio, and that operation also
Yeah,
doing for 500
yeah. One
applications
more thing I
individually.
want to add, that
Mhm.
the most important feature is the adding the BTTF, because manually adding
Correct,
BTTF
correct,
configuration for each and every project based on its type, whether it's schema or orchestration or it's a pipeline component or it's a
mhm.
simple utility. It's actually
Correct, correct.
hectic task for if you have more than 100 solutions.
I
So
agree.
it
I
will
agree.
take many months to complete, but it does in hours.
Correct, correct. I totally agree. Yes, yes. So yeah, even for my customers, just to identify whether it is having, and also there is chance of manual error as well, right? If you are doing a monotonous task, there might be instances where you miss few things. But if you have
Correct.
automated it,
Yeah.
the chance of errors are also kind of a bit reduced. And one feature which helped me a lot, as you said, around 30% projects failed, right? So in that case, you don't have to go and check each and every project. You will have this upgrade folders, failed
Correct.
folders, where
Correct.
you can simply come and check all the folders, and you will upfront get all the error messages that this went wrong with this particular project, and you can take actions accordingly. um, okay, great. So I think you guys got a glimpse of this tool, and maybe you'll love it. Please contact us if you have any query or questions. I think that's it from us. We'll let's connect over chats if you have any further questions. Our contacts remain the same. Um, yeah, hope it was a helpful session for everyone. Thanks a lot. Have
Yeah.
a great day. Thanks,
Thank
Bonnie.
you.
Thanks, everyone.